Good day, good day, good day, and welcome to the Trash Picture Show, guys. I am back with another awesome figure set. That gorgeous lunatic of a girlfriend of mine from New Mexico got me, Jen Mitchell. She's a fucking angel. She sent me a fucking cargo crate worth of shit for Christmas, and this is one of them. This is the Mattel Jurassic Park 93 Classic Dennis Nedry Track and Chase Pack. Now, the 93 Classic sets from Mattel are trying to replicate the feel and look of figures that came out in the Kenner line back in the day. Stuff I grew up with. And in some ways they succeed, and in others they don't. And this one, it doesn't quite hit the mark, and the reason for is because Dennis Nedry is packed with a Velociraptor. Now, if it had been me, I would have packed him with a Dilophosaurus. That scene is notorious. His death is notorious at the hands of a Dilophosaurus, not a Velociraptor. Call me nitpicky, call me a fucking contrarian, call me a neckbeard nerd, but I think they should have packed him with a Dilophosaurus. That said, this is still one wicked looking pack. I mean, the artwork on the box itself, I am fucking loving this. So you have the classic thing that Kenner and action figures used to do back in the day, where you take a boring character and you roid them up, you make them look tougher and more badass than they are. So you have Wayne Knight, or Newman as Trenchy calls him.
Hello, Jerry. Hello, Newman.
On a motorbike, having some fucking serious arm work done, and yeah, he was doing some serious fucking lifting. He's on his motorbike there and he's chasing a Velociraptor. Again, I would have packed him with the Dilophosaurus that had come with Alan Grant in this line, but that's just me. But yeah, again, the artwork is really nice looking. It genuinely does look like Wayne Knight there underneath the mask, and I like the fact they included the mask and a kind of hose spray set, because that's what the original Kenner figure had. Moving on to the Raptor here on the artwork, that is some nice fucking artwork. I gotta say, the pack for the Grant and the Ian Malcolm sets, the artwork was middling, but the Raptor on this one, it looks really fucking nice. It reminds me of the Raptor, the female kind of lead Raptor from Jurassic Park 3. And yeah, it's really cool. I like the colour scheme, and I like the look of the figure as well. I can't wait to take the figure out of the packaging because it looks badass. But yeah, you got some really nice artwork. As I said before, they're trying to replicate the look and feel of the old Kenner artwork on some of the packaging. And yeah, for the most part, it works. Again, I would have packed them with a Dilophosaurus instead of a Raptor, but that's just me being a fucking cantankerous neckbeard. Flip it to the back here, and we have another nice kind of diorama setup to show the figure in action. Again, that's a nice throwback to the old Kenner packaging. You have Dennis Nedry on the bike, and you have the Velociraptor, and it just shows the different features on the bike. You can launch, you can capture, and there is the contents, and it just shows you that there is a scan code like all the other figures in the Mattel line. The dinosaurs have a scan code. Again, I still think it's silly to put it on their back. I would have kept it on their feet, but that's just me. And yeah, not really much on the side, just the classic Jurassic Park logo there. But yeah, again, the packaging is really nice. The only other criticism I would give Mattel for this packaging is it's not tabbed. So I'm going to have to cut into the box to open it. And when I seal it again, I'll have to tape it because there's no tabs. I think they really dropped the ball in not having tab packaging. But yeah, guys, that's enough about the packaging. I'm going to pause the video here, and when we come back, we'll take a closer look at this figure. Don't go anywhere. I shall be right back. And we are back, and here is the figures and accessories out of the packaging. So before we start with the vehicle and weapons and Nedry, let's have a look at the dinosaur that came with this set. Let's have a look at the Velociraptor. And yeah, I do like the colour scheme. I think it's nice and vibrant. It contrasts really well. It is definitely recycled mold. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I am nearly 100% sure that this is the same mold as Blue, the Jurassic World Blue figure. Yeah, they have simply recycled the same mold and given it a different paint scheme. And the mold, I didn't like the original mold for blue in that one. Mainly because of the color scheme, it looked kind of boring. It didn't really enhance it. I think it works better with this one. It's a lot more vibrant. I will say one thing, the figure is a bit on the stiff side. You may have to soak him in warm water. Articulation wise, you have the same articulation as this. Bit of rotation at the neck, the jaw opens, limited rotation in the arms, and limited rotation at the legs. There is a bit of rotation in the tail, but it looks goofy when the colour is broken up. There is a scan code like all of these guys, so if you want to grab that there, you can. But yeah, the colours really pop and it allays the limitations of the sculpt, so that definitely helps. Again, I like the colour scheme going up here. I like the yellow eyes. I like the flecks of brown. Yeah, this is an interesting raptor. What it lacks in articulation, it makes up for in just a really kind of exotic colour scheme. Next up, we have the man of the hour himself, Dennis Nedry. And strangely enough, guys, this was the first human character I got in the original Jurassic Park Kenner line. I'll actually show him to you here. And yeah, this guy definitely looks more like his movie counterpart than this guy. This was supposed to be Nedry back in the day. This was one of the first Jurassic Park figures I got. And yeah, he's been through the wars, he's missing an arm, and he's looking a bit jaundiced. And yeah, as I was saying earlier on, they kind of roided up Nedry, but he still looks more like Nedry than that other chap. I mean, look at that face. They really did capture the look of Wayne Knight. Yeah, Wayne Knight if he was taking his fucking gains. Again, Mattel are trying to capture that Kenner feel, but they're going about it the wrong way by giving these over-the-top lavish colours. And it doesn't work. I mean, even this guy had more subdued colours. So this is not the Kenner style. This is something more adjacent to, say, the late 90s, the kind of Power Extreme kind of line of figures you'd get, or the Chaos Theory or Chaos Effect figures that came out. This very kind of bright, vibrant feel. Articulation wise, the figure has limited rotation on the head because his chin and neck is so fucking big. He can't get it around the armor. You gotta do a bit of foostering, and even then it's a bit tumultuous to do. You can move the arms up like that, and that again. It's just fucking hilarious seeing Wayne Knight, Nedry with these huge fucking guns. There is articulation in the legs, but one thing I'm going to say, guys, is these legs feel really fucking flimsy. This one in particular, this feels like it'll snap, so I'm not impressed with that. There is a ball joint there, but it genuinely feels like if I put too much pressure on him, it'll snap. Again, I do realize this isn't the Hammond collection, so the figures aren't going to be hyper articulated, but at the same time, there's just some really shoddy joint work, particularly in the legs. I really feel that these legs will fucking snap. And again, as I was saying before, in their effort to make it feel like old school Kenner, they went a bit overboard with the orange, I think. He does come with this accessory, which is more in line with the original Kenner figure. The original Kenner Dennis Nedry came with a mask and a kind of squirt set that was maybe supposed to be a flamethrower or something. But yeah, again, it's nicely detailed and it is a throwback. Let's see how he fits into this. So let's get Dennis into this set there. That's not too bad. And there's a little noose there to put his hand in. So yeah, guys, it is a throwback, more in line to the original Nedry figure than, say, the actual character's look and design. Because he did come with this kind of squirt gun, and he did come with a gas mask as well. Both of which are long lost to time for me. But yeah, that is a cool addition. That is more in line with Kenner than, say, this orange body armor. And lastly, he comes with this. Now this is interesting. because this closely resembles a Lost World figure set. This looks more like Carter's bike from the Lost World Jurassic Park set that you would get, particularly the color scheme. It is nice. It does have a nice kind of orange and green vibrant color, but as I said before, this is closer to, say, something you would have got with the Lost World set. There's a nice kind of movement there. It's not too loose, it's not too tight. And yeah, it's not flimsy plastic. It doesn't feel like something that Lannard would have put out. This is a good solid plastic. And it comes with two accessories. The first one being a missile that I just launched here, and I'll get back. And these are on a ratchet, so you can move it at will. That's pretty cool. And the other one is for capturing dinosaurs, and it's a capture claw. And again, there's a ratchet system for that. So yeah, this is something that would have been more at home in, say, the Lost World line. I think if they were going to do a second wave of these, or a newer wave of these, they should have done throwbacks to the Lost World line. That said, I do think we are getting something like that with the Carter bike from the Lost World Jurassic Park line, except it's Owen Grady. It's two Raptors, Owen Grady, decked out to look like that original Carter figure, and the bike that's very reminiscent of Carter's original bike from the second movie figure wave. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. Again, it isn't super cheap. It's not super expensive, but it's not Lannard cheap. This isn't something that'd just fucking snap like that. The figure, on the other hand, I think I have issues with the quality. But this bike, I like it. It's solid. It's not too fucking flimsy. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic. There's nice detailing on it. Again, it shows the parts of the bike and its engine. And yeah, it's nice. It's cool. And there is Dennis on his bike capturing the Raptor. Now guys, I'm going to pause the video here and I'm going to compare the Raptor figure and Nedry to some other figures in the line I own. Don't go anywhere, I shall be right back. And we are back, and there is the Velociraptor, and let's compare him to the blue Velociraptor. And yeah, again, I think the sculpting is essentially identical. I think they recycled the sculpting to create this version from that blue figure. And yeah, they are essentially identical sculpts. I understand it's a cost-cutting measure, but I just never liked the sculpt of this. The only thing that saves this guy is the exotic color scheme that really makes him pop and makes him a lot more interesting than this. I just found the blue figure from that prior wave to just look super boring. Even the more kind of interesting and intricate kind of pattern on the other side, it's just there's so much grey. There's so much just fucking grey and dull colour. It really lets the figure down and shows the limitations of the sculpt and articulation. Whereas this one, you can overlook it because there's just so much going on and it just fucking pops. So yeah, a figure I do prefer to that one that I think would work well with this is the classic Jurassic Park Legacy line Lost World Raptor. This guy I love, and I think he works really well. Again, you've got these two really nice colours that just pop. There's a bit of contrast there and they're interesting. It's got a really gorgeous colour scheme that makes it stand out, and by and large this is one of my favourite Mattel Raptors that they have released in a long time. This might be my second though. Again, the red and the brown makes it pop. It makes it look that bit more exotic and makes you ignore some of the shortcomings of the sculpt and the articulation. And there is Dennis Nedry, and you're probably wondering, why the fuck is he doing the splits? Well, as I said before, the legs, maybe they were made in such a way that he has a wider stance for the bike, but it just looks ridiculous and it's annoying the absolute shit out of me. This is a solid figure The color irked me a bit, but what really fucking sabotages the figure for me is the legs. I get it, they gave this wide stance, but there's an elasticity feel to the legs, and I am just terrified about snapping them. You could still make a decent figure, budgetary wise, and have them look this good. This, there's no fucking excuse for. And again, Mattel, they're packing this in with a vehicle and a dinosaur, I get it. But this shit with the legs, I think is fucking ridiculous. This, I know it's the Hammond collection, and it's a superior quality. It's got more articulation, but it's still the same fucking company. If you could just use some of the same tooling to work with certain joints to make him as good and as articulated as this, it would have made the figure so much better. I do understand they're trying to fucking get a more boutique line, but still, you could still use some of the fucking tooling to make sure the fucking legs aren't like this. So yeah, all in all, guys, I'm kind of disappointed with the Nedry figure. The legs are a major issue, and I think in an effort to give it a quote-unquote Kenner feel, they gave the color scheme too bombastic a look, which is fucking weird because the Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm figures look fucking on the money. They look amazing. In fact, if you didn't know, you could mistake them for the Hammond collection line. But yeah, guys, that is really fucking disappointing. But with that said, the bike is still cool and the Raptor is awesome. But yeah, guys, would you pick this up? And what classic Kenner figure would you like to see Mattel remake? Let me know in the comments below. My name's Martin. This has been the Trash Picture Show. And yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.